takes me from my winter hell. I've got candles and candy, I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. Just speak low, stand in your row, try not to show this life's a show. Try not to glow way down below. Oh, it's a lot of woe, and that's not a place where you would like to go. I've got cigarettes and brandy, which could come in handy if you just help me loosen up my hand grenades fuse. Baby, don't refuse my truth, but it's up to you now to choose. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true, 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 true,
Hi, you guys. How are you? Hope you guys had a great day. And now we're in the evening. I'm shocked that there's even 12 of you guys here, to be honest, because I scheduled this late and then I went live earlier than I anticipated. Oh, Gloria, that's really sweet. Wow. I really love you and your opening song. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me say hi to you guys. Hey, YouTube bad actors. Number one. Hey, Petunia. Good to see you. Gloria, hello. Justified. Hey, good to see you. All right. So what I thought we would do tonight is I am exhausted, you guys. I've been taking care of my little chickie nuggy during the day. And like I have to get up at like 5 o'clock because her parents have to be to work at 6. And that means I got to be down at her house. That's really only gives me like 30 minutes, really 25, to like wake up, go potty, get a 5-hour energy, smoke a cigarette, make coffee, have another cigarette, get dressed, haul booty, and get down to their house. And then I keep her until, I don't know, sometimes it's 2:30, sometimes it's like 3:30, sometimes it's 4. It just really depends. And I'm exhausted. And I'm really trying really hard to cover this trial with you guys. Really, I am. But my body is like, bruh, you need to stop. You are too damn old. Oh, you need to be listening better. So what I thought we would do tonight is listen to Katherine Magbanua's testimony because she she was the in between. You know, she was the one who was getting directions and oops, I didn't mean to hit my mic. Sorry about that for the earbud users. She's the one who's getting the directives, the directions from Charlie and passing it on to Sigfredo Garcia, who is her baby daddy. Charlie, according to the state, was getting his directives from Donna. Okay, I don't completely think that's the case. All right. I'm not saying that Donna didn't give directions. I'm not saying that Donna isn't up to this in her eyeballs. I think she is. But after Wendy's testimony on Friday, it really was it Friday? No, Monday. Sorry. After it's only Tuesday. Geez, Lou. After Wendy's testimony yesterday, mainly the cross examination. I see Wendy as even more manipulative than I saw her before. And I see her as I'm going to tell you what I think she did. I think Wendy is the mastermind, Pussycat. I have to agree with you. I do. I think that Wendy is the mastermind, but this is how she did it. See, I think that Wendy, in a very Lori Vallow Daybell-esque way, worked Donna up into a lather because, Dan was not going to go along with this relocation. And unbeknownst to Donna, it is Wendy who stipulated that it would be that motion was denied with prejudice. Donna was under the assumption that it was denied, but that they had a final hearing, so there was still things that they could do. And I think that what Wendy did was manipulate her into thinking that basically there was, then she finally then like there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do at the end, right? It's dismissed. It was denied. We can't do anything, yada, 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 right? I think that, and it's hopeless. And Dan is doing all the things and he's so controlling, on and on and on, right? Because Wendy didn't ever want to be with Dan, I don't think. I think that she married him to appease her mother. And at some point, Wendy was like, nope, I'm done. I'm not pleasing anybody. It's time to please me. I'm glad that I have my sons and I'm good. I'm done. And she found the smallest reason, made it into a huge ordeal, which was Dan's work hours. When, to be honest, it's not like, her father is a dentist. He ran a dental practice. It's not like he didn't work. It's not like he wasn't gone frequently. It's not like he probably didn't even have to travel sometimes for work. And in the end there, Dan was teaching 2 days a week. So how much was he really gone? Why was this such a, why was Wendy, in such a state about his schedule? The fact is, I don't think she ever loved him. I don't think she ever wanted to be with him. I think she married him to appease her mother, and then she was done and wanted out. And I think that she manipulated. Now, do I think that I actually kind of do think that Wendy wanted him killed? I do. I at first I wasn't sure about it, but then I changed my mind after that cross-examination. Now, what I'll say about that cross-examination of Wendy is it did nothing to help Donna. It didn't absolve Donna of anything. It didn't take Donna out of the loop in any way, shape, or form. But what it did do for me anyway, and I'm really wondering about the jury now, because this testimony that we heard, a lot of it was the same, but there were that whole situation with the, you know, stipulating to it being denied with prejudice. We didn't hear that in any of the other trials. So yeah. Oh, I meant to say, yes, I wanted to say something to Neat. That shirt that you got Allie for her birthday was adorbs. Loved it. That was fantastic. Um, so, Mark who, babe? Coffee and Skeletons. Who's Mark? Did I say Mark? I meant Dan. Did I say Mark? Did I say him? Now I'm confused. Anyway, she'll answer me in the chat, but I just don't think that she ever intended to really be with him. And I think that she actually did intend for him to die. Initially, I was thinking that she was maybe not all in on all the things, but now I'm absolutely convinced that she knew every single thing. And I only think the reason why she wasn't all in on all the things is, no, honey, Dan's dead, babe. He did not ever remarry. No, honey. Dan Markel is the victim. So no, he didn't remarry. He was dating, if that's what you mean. In the interim, there was like 2 years in the interim. So yeah, he dated, but no, he did. I knew what you meant. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I realized what you meant. Sorry about that. I'm tired, you guys. So please bear with me. Be patient with me. I know you guys usually are really understanding, but I really changed my mind on the whole situation with Wendy. And now we're going to hear from the middleman. And Katie Magbanua has a whole lot more to say than June did this morning. Okay. Because obviously she was, the middle person. And, so she was, the go-between. She was essentially the bootleg Hogwarts owl. And now she's doing life without the possibility of parole. And, she's just, and she doesn't even see her children. And she says the whole reason, she testifies today that the whole reason that she did this is because she was in a, excuse me, a bad financial situation. And now, I can't imagine what a worse financial situation than you're in right now. I mean, there's no way this could have been worse. That whatever's happened now, her financial situation improved, but it was very short lived because they were all caught. And I do think she deserves everything she's gotten. I agree with you, Tess. I do. Because Katie had her own reasons, I suspect, and we'll get into it as the testimony goes on. But Katie had her own reasons for getting involved in all of this that I don't think, I think money was a part of it. I don't ever think with human beings, it's just one thing. There may be like the straw that broke the camel's back or whatever, but usually there's many, many things, many, many layers. And I think that there were multiple reasons why Katie Magbanua did this, why she agreed to it. I don't think it was just financial. Look, I'm going to tell you what I think it was. I think that Katie Magbanua knew that she wanted to turn a situationship into a relationship. She wanted to snag a dentist, somebody who was stable, which Charlie is financially stable, I should say. I don't know that Charlie is mentally stable, but financially stable. She'd been, with Sigfredo Garcia. He's a bad boy. And when you have children, bad boys stop being fun real quick. Okay. It's, a hassle when they're running the streets. You don't know where they're at. You got to hold it down because they're locked up. That fun goes away. And he was not going to change. He wasn't going to be like, okay, um, I'm gonna be responsible. He wasn't. And I think that she really thought she was gonna be, like the Jeffersons, and she was gonna move on up, that she was not gonna have to worry about things like that anymore, that she wasn't gonna have to worry about the light bill, that she wasn't gonna have to worry that there wouldn't be food in the refrigerator, or, how she was gonna make ends meet. And that's why I think she did it. I think she wanted to be special to Charlie. I think that she did it to show, hey, bro, okay, I'm not just a pretty face. All right. Yeah, I have some baggage, and that is 2 children, and you're like a confirmed bachelor. But hey, let me show you. I'm down. I'm not like these other little hoity toity snooty girls that you've been dating. No, 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 no. I think she wanted to make herself stand out. And I think she did it to prove that she was special. I think she thought that them having this secret together would bond them. And I think that she used Sigfredo Garcia. I think she knew Sigfredo always, they had children together. It's, I don't, it can, let me just say that I think for Sigfredo, I don't know that he was as in love with Katie as, it kind of seems, but I think that what it more so was, even if he didn't want her in the moment, or it was fine for him to be running around and hooking up with, all anybody and everybody, right? That was all fine and dandy until she started doing it. And once she started doing it, he was like, no, 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 this is not going to work. And she thought, and she manipulated him and said, hey, you want your family back? Cool. You do this for me and we'll be back together. And I think the only reason she got back with Sigfredo for a short period of time is only because her and Charlie were no longer together. That's it. If Charlie had said, I'm going to wife you up, she'd have been like, Sigfredo who? All right, so let's hear from her. Yes, neat. So if she houses on second tier, maybe that is a deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on. Yep. All right, here we go. I present Katherine Magbanua. I was like a little moment before the witness testifies where there's nothing and they're just kind of sitting there, and it's very uncomfortable. She's nervous, you can tell. Yeah, Charlie is not a catch to me. He talks too much. He brags too much. I find him to be annoying, quite frankly. Like, even if I were to just put all of this hiring somebody to murder somebody else aside.
Do you swear?
Yeah, she swears. Even if I were to put all of that aside, right? Like, just say that never even happened. He's still annoying and gross. No way would I
Please
ever.
say your name and spell your name.
Katherine Magbanua, Katherine
Ms. Magbanua, are you in custody?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you serving a sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
Life
Life for what crime?
for the murder of Dan Markel.
And did you have a trial before you received that sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in that trial, did you testify in your own defense?
Yes, ma'am.
I had
Okay,
two
and
trials.
In that testimony, did you testify that essentially we had it right about everyone else, but you were in the dark, you weren't involved in any way?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was that true?
No, ma'am.
All right, and you didn't have to testify in your own defense. You could have chosen to remain silent, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you testified also in the trial in which Garcia was convicted, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And same thing there. You testified, you did not tell the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And why then come now with a different story?
I think that the truth needed to come out, and the people responsible needed to get arrested.
Now, I got to say, I really appreciate this with Georgia Kappelman, because this is a question that she asked during Charlie's trial. And it was after a few questions that she asked this. I like that she came out straight from the gate, asked it like it is, and I find that, I'm glad she did that.
Okay. Are you hoping to get something out of this?
I would eventually like to see my children again one day.
And are you hoping that something can be done for you even after being sentenced?
Yes, ma'am, I'm hoping so.
Okay. Have you been promised anything
No,
in
ma'am, I
exchange
have-
for your testimony?
No, ma'am, I have not.
Okay. By me or by anyone?
No, ma'am, nobody.
Okay. Has anybody told you what you need to say here today?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody told you, well, you need to implicate a certain person?
No, ma'am.
Weren't you originally offered immunity in this case to come forward with the truth?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Why did you not take that opportunity?
Well, in the first trial, I was tried with Sigfredo Garcia, and he was facing the death penalty, and I just couldn't do it.
Okay, because the truth would implicate your child's father.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about the second time?
I've been living a lie this whole time, and it was just so hard to come out with the truth that I kept fighting.
Did anybody threaten you or harm you to prevent you from coming forward with the truth?
No, ma'am.
Were you ever promised anything by anyone to, if you'll just remain silent, we'll pay for your kids' education or anything like that?
No, ma'am.
Were you involved in the death of Dan Markel?
Yes, ma'am.
Did we have it right? Were you the middleman between the shooter and Charlie Adelson?
Yes, ma'am.
Who solicited you to become involved in this?
Charlie.
Who was he to you at that time?
We were dating at that time.
When did you start dating Charlie Adelson?
We started dating around 2013 when I was working for Sophie Dental.
Okay. Do you know what month?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And when did you stop dating him?
Probably towards the beginning of 2015.
Okay. Was there a period of time where it kind of wasn't clear whether you were still with Charlie or dating Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And Garcia is your child's father, right?
Yes.
And what's your history with him? How long were you together?
I've been with Sigfredo Garcia since I was about 18 years old.
All right. So a lot of history there.
Yes, ma'am.
Fair to say that you're on again, off again quite a few times throughout your history together.
Yes, ma'am.
And during one of those off times, is that when you started seeing Charlie Adelson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then toward the end of Charlie Adelson, there was a little bit of overlap with the two men.
Yes, ma'am.
And that sort of is in the middle of the time frame that we're talking about here today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did Charlie Adelson first bring this idea up to you that I'm looking for someone to harm my brother-in-law?
This was around October. What stuck out in my head was on Halloween on October 31st.
Okay. And what year was that?
That was 2013.
Okay. And so on Halloween, what is your memory of what y'all were doing that night that you're able to remember that happened that night?
Well, we were out in Lincoln Road. It was like a kind of like a block party in Lincoln Road. And then when we were getting ready to get into our cars, he jumped into my car, and he basically suggested that, do I know anybody that can harm someone?
Okay. And were those the words he used, harm?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you know somebody that could harm someone?
Yes, ma'am. At that time, Sigfredo was the first person that kind of popped in my head.
Kelly, this is today's testimony. We are not watching a flashback. I don't know if you heard me this morning, but I'm doing, when I have the chicky nugget, I'm going to do half a day and then do the second half at night, because I really do. I'm fascinated by this trial, and I'm going to be watching it anyway, and I want to cover it with you guys. But 8 hours is a very long time to stream with a 4-year-old. So I don't feel right about it. I mean, I can ask her, hey, can you chill out for me, like this morning for a couple of hours, 2.5, 3 hours. She was really great. But I just don't think it's right of me and fair of me to ask that of her. That's too much for one little nugget. Plus, when she's here, I don't want to just be, in here in the office. So anyway, there we go.
Okay, I want to approach and show you an exhibit. This states 36. Do you recognize this photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a fair and accurate photograph of you and Charlie Adelson when you all were dating?
Yes, ma'am.
Move into evidence states 36, Your Honor.
Any objection? States 36 is admitted. You may.
I knew you guys would all understand if I said, this is
Where
what's
was this
going
photograph
on. Hold on a second.
That was down at the Keys.
If I knew you guys would understand if I said this is what's going on, and I knew you guys would all understand. I knew you guys would be patient with me and understanding, and I just really appreciate that. You guys are the best. I have the best chat ever. All right, here we go.
When was it taken?
I believe that was his birthday.
Charlie's birthday?
Charlie's birthday.
In 2013?
Yes, ma'am.
When was his birthday?
October 27th, I believe.
And y'all drove down to the Keys?
Yes, ma'am.
So that would have been just a few days before he broached this subject of harming someone to you on Lincoln Road.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you aware of him sending this photograph to his sister that night?
No,
Or
ma'am, I
that
was
day?
not.
Why would he think that you knew somebody that could harm someone?
Why would Charlie think?
Yeah.
It was a picture. You want to
I
see
guess
it
I've
again?
spoken
Hold on.
Or
Hold on. I'll show it to you guys again.
That was down at the Keys.
When was it taken?
I believe that was his birthday.
Charlie's birthday?
Charlie's birthday.
In 2013?
Yes, ma'am.
When was his birthday?
October 27th, I believe.
Yeah, he looks different. He was younger, not awaiting trial in jail, and had his hair cut. He didn't always wear it that long, like how he had it at trial. He used to keep it short.
Y'all drove down to the Keys?
Yes, ma'am.
So that would have been just a few days before he broached this subject of harming someone to you on Lincoln Road.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you aware of him sending this photograph to his sister that night?
No,
Or
ma'am, I
that
was
day?
not.
Why would he think that you knew somebody that could harm someone?
Why would Charlie think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I've spoken about Sigfredo, just kind of the situations that we were having, and
So he knew a little bit
problems.
about your ex's criminal history?
I might have mentioned something along the way, yes.
What did Sigfredo Garcia know about Charlie Adelson?
At that time, I don't think he really knew of him yet.
At some time, did he become aware that you had started dating someone else?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and there's one phone call in the phone records that we're going to hear more about with the next witness. It's from Sigfredo Garcia to Harvey Adelson on July 1st, 2014. Do you know anything about that phone call?
Yes, ma'am. There was a bit of an altercation between Charlie and Sigfredo. I believe prior to that, like a couple hours before that, where like he saw us leaving and then he kind of blocked off where I was like residing. Like we were already in the car, me and Charlie were, and he stopped and started screaming some stuff, but we didn't know what he was talking about.
Okay, so when you first started dating Charlie back sometime shortly before around Halloween of 2013, or October of 2013,
Yes,
is that
ma'am.
right? Garcia didn't know about it.
I
But
believe
it's-
he didn't know anything
Okay,
about
but
it
at
yet.
some point he learned and was jealous and there was a confrontation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how does that confrontation explain a phone call to Harvey Adelson?
I think he was trying to contact Charlie, and maybe he somewhat probably Googled, tried to find, and that's the number that he had gotten, which was.
Okay, maybe he was looking for Dr. Adelson or something like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but to your knowledge, there's no connection between Garcia and any member of the Adelson family other than you?
No, ma'am.
I got to say, I don't believe Sigfredo Garcia does not strike me as a Googler. If anything, not a somebody who Googled himself. If anything happened, I think he might have complained to a female, and the female said, "Oh, I know what let's do. Let's look up this dentist." So, yeah. I don't think Sigfredo Googled a damn person.
Who is Luis Rivera?
Sigfredo Garcia's friend.
Okay. And how long have you known him?
For a number of years, over a decade probably.
Okay. Why did you agree when Charlie asked you to enlist somebody to harm someone? Why did you agree to do that?
Oh, at that time, Charlie knew that I was going through financial situations, so I guess he thought, hey, you can make some money.
You needed the money.
Yes, ma'am.
And Garcia and Rivera, they were also motivated by money, right?
Of course.
Did Charlie Adelson tell you why he wanted to harm Dan Markel?
At that time, no, ma'am.
Okay. What did you learn about Dan Markel over the course of your relationship with Charlie Adelson?
Well, through the course, he was just mentioning that his parents were going through it, that his sister was going through it, that, he basically painted a bad picture of Mr. Markel, and since he knew that I was going through stuff with Sigfredo, it was kind of, I was like sympathizing with his sister because I know how it feels to go through.
Okay,
Turmoil.
so
Okay, when I heard this today, now I feel like Catherine said this before, but I don't know, for whatever reason, it struck me different today. This is why I think there was something more to her relationship with Wendy Adelson than Wendy wants to admit. And Catherine has never, I think we've only got the tip of the iceberg. Here's the deal. Catherine can only answer the questions that she's been asked. She cannot volunteer extra information. And so I do, I think they bonded. And I almost wonder if there were conversations between Wendy and Catherine where Catherine shared with her what she was going through with Sigfredo. And I wonder if Wendy took some of that on, kind of, oh, let me add this. You know what I mean? Not, just like, Dan does not come across as somebody who was emotionally abusive. He just doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, I just always wondered if I don't know, there's something very, very evil in Wendy to me.
you knew that his sister was having a terrible time with her ex,
Yes, ma'am.
and you had some things going on with Garcia that felt relatable.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what does it mean that his parents are going through it?
He just said that they couldn't sleep, that at some point I think somebody was throwing up. I don't know if it was his mom or his dad, and that it was just becoming a big problem to them.
Okay. And the big problem was Dan Markel.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever meet Donna Adelson?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you meet her?
From my recollection, it was from the dental office.
And why did you go to the dental office?
I needed some cavities and teeth whitening done.
Is that the only time you ever met Donna Adelson?
From my recollection, yes, ma'am.
Right. And did she know you were dating her son when she met you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were things cordial between you at that meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you discuss anything beyond greetings and pleasantries?
No, ma'am.
After the initial approach of you at Lincoln Road on Halloween, was there any more discussion with Charlie Adelson about this potential job?
Throughout, the couple weeks whenever I had a chance to hang out with him, he would mention here and there.
How often were you seeing each other during this time frame?
Probably, I had children, so I always, if I could get out and I can find a babysitter, I'd go over to his house.
This part, Brandy. Brandy says also, I didn't know that when they went to the beach, Charlie was not there. I did, and that's always stuck out in my mind. And the fact that Wendy had to qualify that by saying it was only for an hour. Like when Georgia Kappelman asked her, did you ever spend time with Katherine Magbanua? She said, yeah, we went to the beach for an hour. It was very important for her to get out that it was only 1 hour. Do you know what I mean? Like she was trying to distance herself and make it seem like, she basically Mariah carried her. I don't know her.
Or we'd have dinner, hang out.
Okay, would that be like once a week, 3 times a week, once a month?
About 2 times a week.
2 times a week. And would you stay over or would you just go for dinner?
Sometimes I would stay over, yes, ma'am.
And you're saying when you would go over there and hang out with him, sometimes there would be further conversation about this potential job where you're going to be paid to hire someone or enlist someone to harm Dan Markel.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you learn any more details about what needed to be done?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
He never gave me any details.
And so he would just continue to say the same things?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Sorry. He would just tell me that they were going through hard times.
Okay, so the conversations typically were, my family is really suffering under this situation.
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Dane, do not answer the question. Please refrain.
In these conversations, are you asked, like, have you secured anyone? Are you asked further questions about who's going to be doing it?
No, ma'am.
Did you tell him, like, yes, I can do it?
Yes, I just agreed to it.
Okay.
That I had somebody.
All right. And during these conversations with Charlie Adelson, was there ever a time when he's in the middle of these conversations with you about what's going to happen, speaking to his mother?
Sometimes he would get on the phone, he'd kind of look at me weird, and then just step out of the room and discuss whatever he needed to discuss.
Given information about what was discussed outside of presence.
Overruled, she is
Do that.
talking about what took place, not the substance of the conversation itself. You may continue.
All right. So he would step out, have a conversation with his mother, and then come back.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you would resume the conversation about
Yeah,
this
he would
harming?
just kind of go off again, saying that this needed to be taken care of and what his family was going through.
All right. How many times did this particular situation happen where you were discussing what would eventually become the murder and his mother was interjected in that way that you just described?
How many times did I think he stepped out and
Yes.
speak to him? A number of times.
More than twice?
Yes, ma'am.
More than 5 times?
Yes, ma'am.
So this was like a regular part of the way this worked whenever this conversation came up?
Yes,
He would
ma'am.
consult his mother and come back and speak to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did he ever
Overruled.
relay to you, you know, my mom says whatever?
He didn't. He never specifically said what he spoke to his mom about. No.
Okay. But did you understand that getting the job done would relieve the stress on Charlie Adelson and his family?
Yes, ma'am.
Overruled.
Did you understand that getting the job done would relieve the stress on Charlie Adelson and his family?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At some point, did you learn this isn't going to be just harming, like, I don't know, maybe punch him in the face or something, it's going to be a murder?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And do you know specifically when you learned that?
There was an envelope that Charlie had given me one day that I went over to his house, and he told me not to open it, and that he had worn gloves to close it, and that was basically it. And that I was the understanding of to pass it on to whoever I knew could take care of it.
Okay. And when it's pass it on to whoever you knew, the name Sigfredo Garcia is used or is not used?
No, it was never used.
Okay. And is that, when we're talking about this conspiracy in general terms, are you in general trying to insulate the co-conspirator on this side of you from the one over here?
Yes, ma'am. I was basically in the middle.
So you don't talk about Charlie to Sigfredo and you don't talk about Sigfredo to Charlie?
No, ma'am.
But they both,
Knew that it was to them, yes.
okay. He said he wore gloves when he put whatever he put in the envelope.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so he told you, don't open it, don't touch what's in there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And what kind of envelope was it?
It was a manila envelope.
Was there any writing on the envelope or anything on the outside?
No, ma'am. It was blank.
All right. So the envelope goes into your diaper bag, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you take it and Sigfredo gets it from you?
Yes, well, eventually when I came home, because I usually have that diaper bag, that's like my little weekend bag. And when I came home, I contacted Sigfredo and I was like, hey, I have a package for you. Just come by whenever you can.
Did you open it and see what was inside?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did Charlie Adelson say anything to you about where he printed the documents that were contained inside?
He did mention that he would never, he's like, oh, I didn't print this in my, the office that he had in his home. Probably printed in one of the offices that he worked at.
Because he would frequent a
Travel.
bunch of different offices,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. All right, so you gave this package to Garcia, and did he open it in your presence?
No, ma'am. He literally took it and left out the door.
All right, and had you talked to him beforehand about, hey, I'm gonna give you some instructions about a job?
No, there was no conversation about it. Basically, just I have that package, and then he took
But
it.
how
and
did he
left.
know what the package was? Had you talked to him at all about, hey, I got a job for you?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Like I told him that, that I have potential person that needed to, get harmed or beat up from my understanding at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, okay.
Okay. All right, so I want to ask you about the June trip. In June, did you provide Garcia with any money for expenses associated with that June trip?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you get the money from to give to Garcia?
From Charlie.
Okay, how much money was it?
From my recollection, it was a couple $100, less than $5, maybe.
So this was just for like gas and whatever was needed to get to Tallahassee and back?
Yes, ma'am. I just didn't know where he was going. I didn't know. about
Okay,
Tallahassee.
but you knew it was for this job that we're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and at that point you knew it was a murder because the envelope had been passed, right?
Yes, the envelope was passed towards kind of like in the beginning of the year, so we're already in June at that time.
All right, and when you went to Charlie to get the money for the expenses, what did you say?
I needed some money for, for the job that he had told me about, and that they needed to either scope it out or, just funds to get out of town.
Okay. So your understanding was the first mission to Tallahassee, or you didn't know it was to Tallahassee, but the first trip that needed funds was going to be like a scoping trip, not to actually accomplish the murder.
To my understanding, yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you give that money to Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And after the June trip happened, how did Charlie Adelson react to, I guess, just things not progressing along very quickly with this job?
Well, since I guess nothing happened and something was to happen, he was like, well, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. So Sigfredo didn't tell me anything. He's just MIA again, because he just kind of goes in and out of my life.
So sometimes he'd be hard to reach.
Yes, ma'am.
And were you worried that like maybe he'd taken this few $100s and now he's
Of
going
course.
off the grid and I can't really give any information to Charlie about what's happening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you getting any pressure put on you to get the job done?
Yes, ma'am, from Charlie.
And did that increase over time, like between, I specifically want to know about between the June trip and the ultimate murder trip?
Yes, ma'am. He was a little bit more adamant and persistent. Well, Katie, why hasn't anything been happening? What's going on?
And were you then in turn putting some pressure on Garcia to get it done, make it happen?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you relay the message to the killers that the victim was going to be going out of town the day after he ultimately was killed?
No, ma'am.
Did
Had
you
no
know,
knowledge.
you didn't know anything about Dan Markel's travel schedule?
No, ma'am.
Do you know whether his travel schedule was contained in the documents inside that manila envelope?
I would think a lot of information was there because for some reason, Sigfredo knew information and Charlie knew information, and that's why the whole confusion was on me. And it's
Okay, but you don't know what was in there, you didn't look at it, and you didn't relay that message about the travel?
no, ma'am. I had no knowledge of it.
Alright. I want to show you a text that was sent between the June trip and the murder trip. It's 86C. There's a text message where you are asking Charlie Adelson to put you on the payroll. Basically, you need to be able to show that you're working. Do you remember sending that text message?
To Charlie?
Yes,
I believe so, if you can show me.
I will. Was there a reason that you wanted to be at least part of your payment for this to be through the payroll at Adelson Institute?
Well, I was going through like insurance purposes for my son, so I needed to be put on payroll so that I can show that I was making a certain amount of money.
Okay, but it couldn't be too much money, right?
Yeah, I couldn't do too much money.
And so, were you actually doing any work for your payment at Adelson Institute?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Show you this. Publish it. This judge is going to be in 81, and I can't read the slide number. This is in evidence, so you can see it when I publish it. Alright, so take a moment to review that.
Okay, so she says to Charlie, baby, I'm going to need help on the employment info. I have to send to DCF for my kids' insurance. Also, if I have to end up moving later on, I need to show I'm working for you or else I won't be able to get an apartment. Charlie responds, no prob.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so here you're asking him, I need help on the employment, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you referring to getting on the payroll at Adelson Institute?
Yes, ma'am.
Coffee and Skeletons, don't apologize, babe. You're not asking any stupid questions. This is very, very convoluted. And I too was struck by the phrase harmed that Georgia Kappelman continues to use, but she's also using the word killers. She's also using the word murderers, murder, victim. And I think the reason that she's using the word harmed is because she's using the words that Katherine Magbanua has said that Charlie used. I think that's what she's doing, if I remember correctly. I do too, Brandy. I think they're doing a great job.
That's something you all had talked about before you sent this text, or is this the first he's hearing about it?
I don't know if I spoke to him prior to being on the payroll.
Okay, how does he know what you're talking about when you say, I'm gonna need help on the employment?
I guess he just figured, since he has an office, that he'd be able to help me.
Okay, and he says no problem, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he actually put you on the payroll at this time? This is June.
At that time, I'm not 100% if I was already on payroll. Not
Okay.
yet. I don't think so.
The evidence indicates that you didn't receive your first paycheck until approximately 2 months after the murder was completed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so did you feel like you could ask for this before the job was done because you knew you were getting the job done?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, was the payments that you received from the Adelson Institute part of your compensation for your arranging of this murder?
I would think so. Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean you would think so? It's yes or no question.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, he wasn't gonna put you on the payroll for no reason, was he?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and most or all the checks? All the checks were after the breakup? You had broken up before you received the first check, right?
That I already, I wasn't talking to Charlie as much anymore. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, September, after the murder.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Had you ever met Wendy Adelson?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
When did you meet her?
I had dinner with her one time in Yardbird and another time at the beach.
Yardbird, is that a restaurant?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the occasion where Wendy was with her boyfriend Jeff Lacasse?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that the first time you ever met Wendy?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then did you meet her again?
Yes, I met her in the beach around, I think,
Is
Father's
that the
Day.
photo that we've seen, State's Exhibit 35, publishing? Is that the second time you met Wendy Adelson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you ever discuss the murder with Wendy Adelson?
No, ma'am. I
Did
did
you
not.
ever discuss Dan Markel's schedule with her?
No, ma'am.
So the only person you talked about it with at all was Charlie and Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's very important because the schedule of Dan Markel could have come from one person and one person only. And that person is Wendy Adelson. And Donna kept meticulous records. So, yeah, it's this family is they're all monsters, and I was listening to Katherine Magbanua's testimony earlier today, and I was watching the chat. And there was somebody in there that said something to the effect of, I don't understand how people in this chat and other chats have so much animosity towards the Adelson family, but not towards the people who actually killed Dan Markel. And I think that it's a legitimate question. And I think that it might come across that way as if the actual murderer and murderers, because get some type of pass, and that everybody is so angry with the Adelsons. But I think for me personally, what it boils down to is this: I think everybody involved in this, all the way from Donna all the way down to Katie, Sigfredo, and Rivera, I think they are all monsters. I just think there are different types of monsters. I think that if not for Wendy, Donna, and Charlie, right, wanting Dan Markel to be dead, Dan Markel would be alive. Katherine Magbanua wouldn't have gone to her baby daddy and asked him to kill this guy. Sigfredo wouldn't have gone to Luis and said, "Will you go with me to kill this guy?" None of this would have happened but for the Adelsons. So it all started with them. And I don't think that it's more or less animosity towards the Adelsons versus Katie, Garcia, and Rivera. I think it's just a different kind. Because for me personally, the fact that Donna, Wendy, and Charlie put their children in harm's way, if all of this was because the children, right? But yet they were willing to put the children in harm's way. There were plenty of times this could have been done when when the children weren't with Dan at all. For example, I don't know, when Wendy was visiting her parents right before this happened, it could have been done then, and the children wouldn't have been anywhere near it, but they were willing to risk that the children would be there. They knew that Dan would have those kids when Sigfredo was following him around the first trip and the second trip. That's why the anger is different. It's not more or less. It's just different for the Adelsons, for me anyway.
All right, for the July trip, once the murder was done, did you receive a phone call from Sigfredo Garcia?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And were the two men looking to get their money for the murder?
I don't know what my conversation was with Sigfredo, but I did speak to him on the phone.
But you understood that you needed to get the money, right, and pay
Yes.
them?
Yes, ma'am.
That was part of your job?
Yes, ma'am.
Part of your role in this whole thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you go to Charlie Adelson's house to get the money on the night of the shooting?
Yes, ma'am. He had contacted me and told me that there was an accident and if he can have dinner with me that night.
Okay. And the accident was a reference to the shooting of Dan Markel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, which was not an accident, right?
No, ma'am.
And when you get there, how is Charlie acting?
He was pretty frantic, just pacing back and forth, and he had a gun in his hand.
Okay, was that unusual behavior for him?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he say anything about his parents when you arrived at his house that night?
He told me that his parents just left.
Did you end up staying the night there?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Were you planning on spending the night there?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Okay, originally was your plan to get the money and take it to the two men that killed Mr. Markel?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
All right, what happened the next morning?
Well, since that night, since he was like pacing back and forth, and he had given me a Xanax, that's why I fell asleep. And
Okay,
that's why
did
it
he
was.
take Xanax as well?
Yes, ma'am, he took one as well.
Okay. And the next morning, did something happen with the money?
Yes, ma'am. So I woke up. I was like, I gotta get out of here, and he told me that the money is in the trunk of my car.
All right, and was the money in the trunk of your car?
I actually did not check it. I just got my keys and left.
So you believed him that it was there?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you got to where you were going, where did you go to deliver the money?
I was trying to contact Sigfredo and had a hard time trying to contact him, and then I eventually ended up in the alleyway of where Luis lived at that time.
At Luis Rivera's residence?
Yes, ma'am.
And did Garcia show up there when you pulled up there?
Yeah, he just kind of jumped in my car. I didn't know where he came from.
All right, and was he able to get the money?
Yes, I told him that his money was in the trunk of the car.
And he was able to remove it, and you observed him removing it, and the money was there?
Yes, ma'am. He went to the back, grabbed it, and then that's time he left.
How did you get your cut of the money?
I don't know if it was.
Okay, that's not quite the story that Luis Rivera says. Luis Rivera says that Katie and Sigfredo were at his baby mama's house, and he was at the barber shop. He got a call at the barber shop from his baby mama that there was a package. It looked like a brick, and that so he said, "Don't move, don't do anything, don't touch it, don't do nothing, don't even look at it. I'm on my way, and don't let Katie and Sigfredo leave." So Luis Rivera's story is that he left the barber shop, headed towards baby mama Jessica's house, where that's when he got the money. He said nothing about the trunk of a car, nada.
Later on that night that he came back to my apartment, or the following day, and then he put it in the closet.
How was your cut of the money packaged?
It wasn't like a cut, it was just basically, it was in a bag, in a plastic bag, grocery bag, and I believe there was like a paper bag and then a Ziploc bag inside it.
Oh my
So
God.
the inner thing was a Ziploc bag.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it y'all, I bet you it was Publix. What do y'all bet? Y'all bet that plastic bag was a Publix bag? Donna looks like a Publix gal. Publix is a great grocery store, by the way. No shade there. I adore Publix, especially their fruit bowls. If you have an occasion to be in the southeastern part of the United States, take your ass to Publix. It's delicious.
Okay. When you opened the Ziploc
Hey, peanut
bag,
butter!
did you notice that the money was stapled together?
Yes, ma'am, it
It
was.
was, okay. Did you notice something else unusual about the money?
At that moment, I didn't when I opened it, but a couple of days after the fact, it was wet and starting to mold.
The money itself was damp to the touch.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, and did you ever mention that back to Charlie Adelson?
I'm pretty sure I contacted him and told him, why is the money wet?
What do you mean pretty sure? You
I-
did or you didn't?
That I didn't.
Okay, and when you contacted him and said the money's wet, or you just mentioned to him the money's wet, did he have a response?
Yes, ma'am. He told me,
Go
told me
ahead.
that his mom washed the money.
Did she physically wash the money?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you got a chunk of cash
Hold on a
that
minute.
day, or a couple.
The one fatal flaw in this questioning that has always bothered me is Catherine has just testified that old Donna over there, wearing her, I didn't hire nobody to kill nobody. I don't even know why I'm here in this courtroom. This is ridiculous. Sweater over there. Nobody ever further asks about this washing of the damn money. I need to know exactly how was it washed. Did she stick it in the sink with some Dawn? Did she put it in the washing machine? Like, what happened in the bathtub? What happened? Was it all at once? Did it take multiple loads? How did that go? I need these answers.
Days later, you're not sure which.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you also got these paychecks that we've talked about, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did over the ensuing time, from the time of the murder up until the time of what we've referred to as the bump, are you familiar with that law
Yes, ma'am.
enforcement operation? Okay. In that time frame, did you get some other gifts and things from Charlie?
Between that time?
Yes. Plane tickets, things like that.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you deny getting any type of gift or favor from Charlie Adelson other than the cash that you got?
I don't know if like specifically any type of favors. If I was going through, I was having problems with a car that I
Yes.
had purchased
Yep.
from him. So he would get that fixed and he would pay for it.
Okay, and before that, he helped with Mazda repairs.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a favor, dummy.
All right. You started getting paychecks in September after the murder, which continued through May of 2016. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how would you receive the paychecks?
Charlie would give it to me.
All right, and you admit that you weren't doing anything to earn that money
No, ma'am. I was
other
not.
than contributing to this murder.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and the paychecks, would they come one at a time or multiples at a time?
It would be multiple.
Okay. Do you know why the paychecks stopped when they stopped?
At that time, Sigfredo got arrested.
So they got spooked.
Yes.
Who signed the paychecks?
I'm sorry, one moment. Leave my-
Oh, for the love of Pete. Why are we approaching? Hold on.
Adelson.
How many,
Make it take.
who signed your paychecks from the Adelson Institute?
Donna Adelson.
How many paychecks did you receive?
I can't recall.
Does 44 sound right?
44 is the right
We
number.
assume 44, how many of them were signed by Donna Adelson?
44,
How many were signed by Charlie Adelson?
0.
Did Mr. Adelson, when he handed you the checks, give you any instructions on how they were to be deposited?
Just don't deposit it all at one time. Like, space it out.
All right, and did you always follow his directions on the deposits?
Not always. No, ma'am.
Okay, sometimes you would cash one before the pay period ended, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
We
Lord.
talked about the bump. Did you meet with Charlie Adelson after the bump?
Yes, ma'am.
Who called that meeting, him or you?
I believe he contacted me.
All right. And did you sit in the car with Mr. Adelson for a few minutes before going into the restaurant?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened when you were in the car with him?
Well, I got inside the car. He came outside of my job and basically asked, probably where we're gonna eat. And he turned up the volume in his car and kind of just leaned towards me and was just telling me that, that his mom got approached.
Okay. And did you continue to hear more from him about his mom being approached once you entered the restaurant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And at the time, you did not know that law enforcement was intercepting those conversations, did you?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did you have any concerns that he might be trying to set you up during that meeting?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you feel that, or did he do anything to make you think he had suspicions that you might be trying to set him up?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were those?
Just the way he was going through scenarios, and said he might have, because he mentioned Tato's name, and he had a piece of paper that he looked at and then kind of talked to me about, but I didn't know what he was looking at.
Who's Tato?
Tato is Luis Rivera.
Okay, so did he say Luis Rivera or he said Tato?
He said Tato.
Okay, and so did that concern you that he knew that name?
Yes, it did. I just thought he was confusing it with Tuto, because Tuto is Sigfredo Garcia's nickname.
Okay, and what the setup was from the law enforcement was that this person was posing as an associate of Luis Rivera, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when Charlie tells you this information, are you thinking it could be an associate of Luis Rivera? Maybe Rivera did tell someone.
How were they intercepting exactly? They were wiretapping these fools. And and there is a dinner where all the Adelsons are present, and there is a law enforcement officer sitting close by wearing a mic and a camera. No, Kelly, none of y'all ever say sorry. Ask all the questions that you want. I love that you guys ask questions. That's my favorite part. It would be boring if we just sat here and didn't speak. I'd be bored out of my gourd. I'm glad y'all ask questions. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. And anybody else that I've missed, I'm sorry, you guys. Welcome in. I'm glad you're all, I'm glad you guys are all here.
And
Yes.
maybe this is somehow connected to Rivera.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you tell Charlie that?
Did I tell Charlie that?
Did you tell Charlie, well, actually, the guy that went with Garcia to kill Dan Markel is Luis Rivera, and he goes by Tato? Did you say anything like that?
No, ma'am. I just told him that Tato was incarcerated, but I never knew at that time that Tato was with Sigfredo, or that he.
Right, but you're not, I guess, are you giving Charlie Adelson all the information that you have about this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you're going to handle it on your side of the conspiracy yourself, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So he's enlisting you to go do something. What is it you're supposed to do?
To contact the phone number.
Phone number on the piece of paper that was handed to his mother.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and figure out who it is and resolve it.
What's going on? He didn't know if it was somebody trying to extort him or try to blackmail him, or he didn't know if it was the FBI.
Okay, and he's saying one of two scenarios. One of two scenarios. Are those the two scenarios?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now this is where Charlie Adelson's we were extorted goes completely off the rails. Okay, if you are being extorted, why in the actual F are you having the person that you claim is extorting you, this lady here, why are you having her call this person? Huh? That makes no damn sense. If she's the one extorting you. Sarah says, I had a thought. I'm a bit behind. What if this was planned while Dan had the kids as a method of him being distracted? Young kids in the back seat goofing off and less likely to note a tale. I mean, it's possible that was their thought, but at the end of the day, right, you're putting your children, your grandchildren, in the vicinity of somebody who's willing to kill for a little change. Even if they were willing to kill, period, regardless of the dollar amount. Donna's defense, I don't actually know what Donna's defense is at this moment. I really don't, other than it wasn't me. I didn't have my name's Paul. That's between y'all. I did not do it. There are times when it comes across during cross-examination as if they're sort of blaming Wendy as being the mastermind, but then they kind of back off of that. I don't know. I have no idea what their actual defense is at this time.
The FBI, or it is actually someone who's gotten some information about what we did.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you reviewed the transcript that was prepared of that restaurant recording?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that transcript fair and accurate? Does it accurately transcribe the conversation that was had in there?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Chief, how's it going? Good to see you.
You knew Luis Rivera well, right?
I knew him from Sigfredo, yes, ma'am.
But Sigfredo didn't tell you he took Rivera with him
No, he did
to do
not.
the job.
No, ma'am.
And even though it was pretty obvious, you didn't tell Charlie that Garcia was doing the job.
No, yes, ma'am. He didn't know. He didn't know that it was Sigfredo.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Back the milk truck up. How is it that she's saying she didn't know that Rivera was part of this? Because Rivera posted an owl outside of the hotel motel Holiday Inn on the Instagram, and Katie here hit up Sigfredo and was like, "What are you doing? Take that down immediately." Yeah, I don't listen, Kelly. She's right. Publix has the best everything. Every time I shop at Walmart, I remember how much I hate Walmart and how great Publix customer service is. I just don't have Publix money. I ain't got Publix money either. Like, I will put money away to get some select, when I lived in Florida and had access to a Publix, select items from Publix. The restaurant recording was hard for everybody to follow, California Amy. Good to see you too, by the way, because the audio quality was terrible. And there was a big kerfuffle during Charlie's trial about that audio because, when you enhance when you enhance anything, whether you enhance visuals, like when you go to Canva, for example, and you decide to use AI to enhance the image, which you can do, that alters the image. It's not the original image. Well, when you enhance audio, you alter the audio, you change it. And there was a big kerfuffle during Charlie Adelson's trial whether or not that was going to be allowed into evidence because it's not in its original form. Yeah, I will be tuning in, and I will also be checking out Mentor Lawyer. I checked out The Lawyer and Mentor Lawyer, which is Deep Dive True Crime, because they're both Florida lawyers. So they're very well versed, obviously, in Florida law. And I think that's the opinion that counts the most. I don't know. That's just how I feel. All right, here we go. Oh, I remember yeah.
Charlie never explicitly told you this murder is going to benefit my mother, or this murder is to benefit my sister.
No, ma'am, he did not.
Sustained, please rephrase your questions.
Did Charlie Adelson ever tell you this murder is to benefit my mother?
No, ma'am.
Did Charlie Adelson ever tell you this murder is to benefit my sister?
No, ma'am.
But you knew that, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
He did tell you that his mom was at the house right before you arrived, the night of the murder.
Yes, ma'am.
He did tell you that his mother washed the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Money that was payment for the murder.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Did
Kimberly.
you speak in code on
Hold
that
on a
wire?
minute. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry, Miss Kappelman. And I'm not really sorry to you, Katie, but I'm sorry to you, Miss Kappelman. Kimberly said, my son and I may have possibly eaten an entire box of Publix fried chicken while we floated in the pool a few days ago. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a dream.
On the wiretaps, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Property and tenant, that was code for looking into who was behind the bump, right?
Yes, ma'am. Well, Charlie tends to go on his little rants, and then I kind of just followed, what he was saying.
Yes, but you spoke in code.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understood you were speaking in code because you might be tapped, right?
Yes,
Somebody
ma'am.
might be listening.
Yes, ma'am.
But there would be no reason to speak in code if you hadn't done anything wrong. Will you agree with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Innocent people don't talk in code, do they?
No, ma'am.
Okay, see, this is why I like Georgia Kappelman right now, okay? She does it in a very slick way, and I appreciate this about her, okay? Yes, Katherine Magbanua is obviously the state's witness, okay? But Georgia does not care for Katie Magbanua. In fact, the only one that she doesn't do this to is Luis Rivera, and I cannot figure out why. I think it's because Luis has been honest from the jump. He said, yes, we did it. This is how we did it. This is when we did it. This is what happened when we did it. All the things. And I guess in a weird way, I think she appreciates that about Rivera, that he's just like, yeah, bro, I did it. And they did it too. Here's what I did. Here's what they did. She has no patience for Katherine Magbanua, Wendy Adelson, none of them.
No further questions.
Cross-examination.
Okay, who's going to do the cross-examination of Katherine Magbanua? I think Georgia is a very pretty woman. I'm not a fan of the outfit of the day. That's it. That's all. It doesn't take away from her lawyering skills, her education, or anything like that. I'm just not a huge fan of the outfit of the day. And yes, Publix is quite expensive, but I'm telling you, let me tell you why I pay for it, okay? Because the things that I get from Publix are their fruit bowls, all right? And I will pay for a fruit bowl that never has that wonky grape or that wonky piece, strawberry, the one that's too mushy, or the grape that looks like it's good, then you bite in it, it's not ripe, it's completely bitter, that kind of situation. I will pay extra for a fruit bowl that has consistently ripe fruit throughout. I'm telling you. Also, I think that there's like a surcharge on it because it's imported directly from heaven, because the angels are up there cutting the Publix fruit bowls. I'll pay that extra price if I can. But I have not had a Publix since December. I miss it terribly.
I believe when you,
And let me just say this for the record. Let the record reflect that I have traded a Publix for a Whataburger, and I don't know, Whataburger's done something different, and I don't know if I'm a fan anymore. I know, it's terrible. Here we go.
started your testimony on direct, Ms. Kappelman asked you about previously lying under
Yes,
oath. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
And from the first trial with Sigfredo Garcia to a trial with just you gave proffers to law enforcement, correct?
Not between those times, but
After that, before Charlie's?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after you testified in your trial where you admitted that you lied, you were minimizing what was going on, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you started meeting with law enforcement in the state attorney's office, correct?
This is such an important point, and I'm glad that you brought this up. A Whataburger. You don't know Whataburger, Brandy? Oh my God. Okay, you know what? We haven't had a members only live in a very, very long time, and I think most of you guys in here are members. I already did my 10 for this month. Give me a minute, and give me a few days, and I will gift the memberships after the end of this month. I'll do it at the beginning of September. We'll have a members only, and we're going to talk about all the things, because the other thing besides true crime I like is snacks and junk food. So I'll explain all the things about Whataburger. But back to what we're supposed to be talking about. Sarah says, I'm afraid that Donna, if convicted, will have a chance at ineffective assistance of counsel. They are so disorganized and ill prepared. Emily D. Baker has been a bit flabbergasted at their preparedness. Okay, I will gift you, Chief. Don't you worry. I got you. Oh, neat. Thank you. California Amy got it. Thank you. Thank you. That was really sweet of you, Neat Noodle. You didn't have to do that, babe. I'll give out some. I'll give out some. You guys have just been the best. I need to do it. We'll have a members only live, and don't worry, I got you guys. Okay, we'll do it. We'll talk about it. Maybe won't even do a members only live. We'll just do something where we don't talk about true crime. We just talk about snacks. This makes me feel so much better about myself as a human being. The fact that Emily D. Baker is flabbergasted at their lack of preparedness makes me feel better, because I thought I was just being an a-hole, which I know that I can be. I know. So I thought maybe I'm just being an a-hole. Maybe I'm just being too critical because I don't really like Donna. And so then by extension, I don't like her attorneys. Okay. That's what I thought, because this whole time, like all of their all the pretrial hearings, I watched all of them. I've covered almost all of them. And they were so, well prepared. They were organized. They were all the things that you'd want them to be, right? And then we get to the actual trial, and it's like all show and no go. Like, I just don't understand it. And I thought I was being an a-hole, but I feel better. So I'm really, really glad that you shared that with me, Sarah, because I feel better about myself. It doesn't mean that I'm not an a-hole. I'm just not being an a-hole about this. All right, here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
And gave them a little more information each time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Each time you became, now what you're saying, a little more truthful?
I'm finally coming out with the truth. Yes, ma'am.
You had testified on direct that you got to Charlie's house and he had indicated that his parents had just left.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said that he was nervous and upset, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you all both took Xanax.
Well, he gave it to me. Yes, ma'am.
But you said you took one, right?
Of course. Yes, ma'am.
And he took one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you two went to bed together, right?
Yes, ma'am.
She does look like Miss Jane from the Beverly Hillbillies, California Amy. She does. If Miss Jane had been blonde, she would have looked like Jackie. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So what you're telling the jury is you met Charlie Adelson and started a dating relationship, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't exclusive at that time, were you?
No, ma'am.
Charlie dated a lot of women, didn't he?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And at some point he tells you that he wants something to happen to someone, right? He wants someone to be harmed.
Yes, ma'am.
And he asks you if you know anybody that could take care of that for him, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so then you contact Sigfredo Garcia, who's the father of your children, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you and he are having a rocky relationship, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you engage Sigfredo Garcia to be the one who causes whatever harm it's going to be to Dan Markel, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And after you do that, you know who Luis Rivera is, right?
Do I know? Yes, I know.
At that time, you knew who he was?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But is it your testimony you did not know that he was going to be involved with this as well?
Yes, I did not know that he was going to be with him. Let alone I didn't know that Sigfredo was even going to be the one.
Wait a minute.
You hired.
Wait. Back the milk truck up. You were the middleman. Your job, you were the recruiter, if you will. Okay? You were the one I'm so confused by this.
Someone other than Sigfredo to do?
No, I didn't know that I just gave him, I told him that somebody, needed to be harmed. I didn't know that he was going to be the one.
Okay.
Oh,
Did you tell him?
hold on a minute. So what you're saying is, Katherine Magbanua, that you were you represented the client, who is Charlie Adelson, and you went to Sigfredo Garcia, Sigfredo Garcia, as if what? Sigfredo Garcia was the temporary agency, the staffing agency, and he was going to outsource this job? Girl, bye. Luis Rivera already spilled the beans. You were blowing up Sigfredo's phone. You guys were talking all the way up to Tallahassee, the first trip and the second trip. Stop playing with these people, Katie. Let me move. This is an unfortunate angle. Let me move this because I want to see her face because she's just as flabbergasted as we are. Poor Jackie.
He could make.
I didn't tell him an amount.
So you testified before that you knew Sigfredo needed some money, and you could certainly use some money, so that's why you agreed to do this.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you were going to agree to have somebody killed, and you didn't even know how much you're going to get paid?
No, I did not know.
Okay, so now we know Sigfredo and Luis Rivera came to Tallahassee, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's Charlie's asked you, you've asked Sigfredo, unbeknownst to you apparently, he has asked Luis Rivera to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and we know that Luis Rivera and Sigfredo Garcia traveled to Tallahassee on more than one occasion, but ultimately they follow and track down Dan Markel, and when he pulls into his garage, Sigfredo Garcia gets out and shoots him in the head and kills him, right?
From what it shows in my trial, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then they come back to South Florida, Sigfredo and Luis Rivera, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you go to Charlie's house, you pass out with his Xanax, you get up the next morning, and he says there's money in the trunk.
Yes, ma'am.
At that point, you're claiming you didn't know how much money it was.
Yeah, I did not know how
And
much.
as of then, you still hadn't discussed any dollar value for having someone killed.
No, ma'am. That was probably on the paper that I had handed to Sigfredo, the one that he got out of my diaper bag.
Yeah, I don't want you to speculate because you don't know, do you?
No, I never opened the envelope.
But your testimony is you arranged a homicide and didn't even know what the pay was going to be.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next morning, Charlie says the money's in your trunk, and you get up and leave, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you go to Sigfredo, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he knows you're going to be bringing him money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he hops in your car, and you tell him you got the money.
Yes, ma'am.
And so your testimony is then he goes into your trunk,
Yes, ma'am.
and he takes the bag out of the diaper bag.
No, it was not a diaper bag. It was the plastic bag that Charlie put in my trunk.
Now, the money was inside your diaper bag is what you testified to before.
No, ma'am, I did not.
Oh, where'd you put it?
The money?
Yeah.
Was in the trunk of my car.
Okay. All right, I must have misunderstood your testimony. I thought you said it was in the
The
diaper
envelope was inside the diaper bag.
bag. Envelope was inside the diaper bag.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what you delivered to Sigfredo.
That's the envelope that Sigfredo picked up from my apartment. Yes, ma'am.
That Charlie had given to you.
Yes, ma'am.
That you say you didn't know what the contents were.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so moving forward, now Danny has been killed, and Sigfredo gets in your trunk and gets the bag, right?
It gets the money. Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's in a bag or not?
Yes, in the plastic bag.
Okay, all right, so he gets the bag, and at this point you say you haven't even seen the money.
Yes, ma'am, I did not.
Okay, and then a day or two later, he comes back to you and gives you, I guess, what is going to be your share, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And at this point, you still don't know Luis Rivera's involved?
At that point, no, ma'am.
You still didn't know?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you said that Mr. Garcia puts the money into your closet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And a few days later, you actually go into the closet?
I don't know if it was the same day that, that he put the money there, but a couple of days later when I had opened the bag, that's when I felt the moisture of the money.
So you didn't touch the money the first day?
I don't recall if I did or if I didn't.
Okay. So I'm talking about the first day that Charlie gives it to you. You didn't touch it that
Oh,
day?
no, I did not.
Okay, and you didn't touch it the next day. That's when you gave it to Sigfredo.
Yes, because he just grabbed it from the trunk of my car.
Okay, and a couple of days later, he brings you your share and puts it in your closet.
A day or two. It might have been the same day or the day after. He put it
Okay.
in the closet.
And then at some point, you open the bag.
Yes, ma'am.
And inside the bag, you find, it's not very thick, but you find stacks of money that's stapled together, correct?
Wood's not very thick.
10 $1 bill or 10 $100 bills stapled together, that's not very thick, is it?
It was just in stacks of whatever amount it was. I didn't count it.
It was stapled together, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how much did you get for arranging Danny Markel to be killed from Charlie's request to passing that on to Sigfredo Garcia. How much money did you get?
I never counted how much money was even in the bag.
As you sit here today, you're telling this jury you never know what your cut was. You can't tell them.
No, ma'am, I never counted it.
You spent some of it, didn't you?
I believe so,
And
yes.
and you deposited some of it into your bank account,
Yes, ma'am.
but you don't know how much yours was.
No, ma'am.
But you do admit that Charlie gave you a check after that from Adelson Institute, right? He gave you payroll checks from
Yes,
Adelson
ma'am.
Institute, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Charlie gave those to you.
No, it was, Charlie handed me the checks, yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And you testified that you met Ms. Donna Adelson on one occasion, right?
From what I recall, yes, from the dental office when I went to get work done.
She greeted you when you came for your appointment, basically.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you had your appointment and you paid for the services, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And there's been testimony that Charlie, after that date, that Charlie, after that date, gave you other benefits, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you and he weren't together anymore, correct?
After
the homicide.
No, we were not together, but we were still friendly with each other. We were still.
You're friends, but you went back to Sigfredo, right?
There was a time where I was between Sigfredo and still intimate with Charlie as well.
Besides the one time you had that dental appointment and you saw Mrs. Adelson, you met her, Donna Adelson.
Yes, ma'am.
After that, you never talked to her again, did you?
Not that I can recall. I don't think I've.
You didn't speak on the phone to each other?
No, ma'am.
You didn't text each other?
No, ma'am.
You didn't email each other?
No, ma'am.
You didn't have any other communication of any kind?
No, ma'am.
You didn't meet with her in person?
There's only a time that I saw her, but I didn't meet with her.
Right, exactly. And when you're having these discussions with Charlie Adelson, I'm talking about you and your knowledge. When you're having these discussions with Charlie and then having discussions with Sigfredo, she's not involved in those conversations with you, is she?
Hold up. There's two things we need to talk about. The first being this money situation. Now, Katie, you started off your testimony today by testifying that the whole reason that you did this was because you were in need of some money. You needed some ends, okay? And when you got those ends, you don't know how much you got. You never counted what you got. You never made sure you got it at all, period. How did you even know that there was money in the trunk? How did you know that Charlie wouldn't give you the shaft? This makes no damn sense. None. This is lies. We need a moment. Hold on a minute. We need a couple of moments. And we need this one.
I'm so tired of you.
And we need this one.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I mean, what? This makes no sense. Not a lick of sense. And you didn't know anything about Sigfredo hiring, subcontracting out. You're not representing your client very well, Katie. This is a mess. What is happening here? Now they got me yelling. I have never seen such in my life. I mean, just when I thought this could not be any more redonkulous, here in strolls Katie Magbanua in her jail-issued bracelets. Lord Jesus, fix it. Okay, apparently, I guess based on the cross-examination, the defense tactic is you didn't talk to Donna. You don't know Donna. Donna didn't give you any money. It wasn't her. I guess that's the defense. I don't know. hold on a minute. Let's rewind because I want to. All right, let's start over with Donna.
Besides the one time you had that dental appointment and you saw Mrs. Adelson, you met her, Donna Adelson.
Yes, ma'am.
After that, you never talked to her again, did you?
Not that I can recall. I don't think I've
You didn't speak on the phone to each other?
No, ma'am.
You didn't text each other?
No, ma'am.
You didn't email each other?
No, ma'am.
You didn't have any other communication of any kind?
No, ma'am.
You didn't meet with her in person?
There's only a time that I saw her, but I didn't meet with her.
Right, exactly. And when you're having these discussions with Charlie Adelson, I'm talking about you and your knowledge. When you're having these discussions with Charlie and then having discussions with Sigfredo, she's not involved in those conversations with you, is she?
No, ma'am. She's not.
I read Super Fudge too. Yeah.
Yeah, just a moment.
While you have your moment, let's discuss this comment by Justified. I didn't read too many children's books, but I did read Super Fudge. I did read Super Fudge too. I also read Ramona, the Ramona Quimby books. I also liked Mrs. Pigglewiggle books. Yes, the Lori Daybell defense. Peanut Butter Conspiracy nailed it. You didn't see it with your eyes, with your own eyes. Did you actually, with your two eyeballs in your eyes right now in your skull, did you see it? Oh, then it didn't happen. I liked Shel Silverstein as well. I did too, Justified. I loved Ramona Quimby. I read them all. Read them all. Oh, that's it. I did read the Sweet Valley Twins and Sweet Valley High as well. I forgot about those.
55. Donna did not have any conversations with you, did she?
No, ma'am.
There's no line here, right?
No, ma'am.
Donna had conversations with Charlie.
Yes, ma'am.
Charlie,
I object. She wasn't participating in those conversations.
Overruled, I believe the witness earlier testified concerning this very issue. You may continue your examination.
Donna had conversations with Charlie, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Charlie had conversations with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Charlie was the go-between between you and Donna, wasn't he?
Yes, ma'am.
The same way you were the go-between between Charlie and Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions.
May step down. Will the witness be recalled? You remain under the subpoena, Ms. Magbanua.
Take her out.
We stated Sergeant Corbett is going to need to set up before we get started. All right, members of the jury, we're going to take a break before the next witness.
All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and skip on through.
You mentioned that part of your everyday duties is going to be pulling cell phone records from cell phone companies.
Hold on. Let's
Is
see
that
if we
right?
hear
That's
any
correct.
of the
And
calls.
are those records called call detail records?
That's sort of a general term that we give to a broad range of records.
Anna, Harvey, and Charlie.
Yes, she does.
Hold on. Sorry, you guys. I'm just skipping through because I want to see
When she goes to England
if we actually hear any calls.
and she calls him a miracle worker. Them.
We'll go through these texts, I promise. Just not tonight. I'm tired. But if there's a call, you know I want to hear it. You know I live for the calls. All right. Let's see how they end it.
A private conversation?
There's no request to delete that text.
And how does Charlie respond?
He says, great.
And then is there some communication after that where they're setting up this phone call?
Hold on.
Yes.
Okay, can you show us that?
Oh, I need to hear the beginning? Okay.
She's saying-
Okay. All right. Oh, too much. I got too excited. I scrolled too quick.
We could get through maybe about 30 seconds. We could get through. I've got his qualifications, and I've got some introductory how cell phone towers work. We could get through maybe about 30 slides in an hour, and I could let you know when we're at that stopping point if you haven't stopped me already.
Very well.
But anytime you want to stop me to stop for the day, that's fine too. Because I think probably in all it might take 3 to 4 hours.
So the officer is going to be on the stand tomorrow too.
All right, is everyone good to go?
Yes, sir. Defense and I spoke, and I'll move a summary into evidence with Sergeant Corbett, and I'll say, subject to the court's ruling, and then that way we can make sure that everything that is in the summary tomorrow or that goes into evidence.
Am I not at the right part, Sarah?
As opposed to having to do that this minute. Is that okay?
That's fine.
That is the conversation the student and I had, and I agree with that. It makes sense time-wise.
Please bring in the jurors.
No. That we watched earlier, babe. I remember. I know what you're talking about. This is where this what happened earlier this morning. No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. I know exactly what you're talking about. What Sarah's talking about is the reason that they took an early lunch today is because there was a dust up over slide 38. And no, you're absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Do not apologize. You're just looking out and you want to be thorough. And I appreciate that because look, your girl is tired and her memory is not good on a good day. So imagine what it is on a bad. However, I am able to recall weird details from testimony already given and interrogations. Why those things stick in my brain? Who knows? Anyway, there was an issue with slide 38, and there was also an issue with Jeffrey Lacasse. Jeffrey Lacasse. What happened there was the prosecutor asked Lacasse about a conversation that he had with Wendy Adelson and trying to remember, or her asking him, at what age do kids remember when do they start remembering and are able to tell about what happened to them when they were kids? And I think, yes, Harvey's taking notes. Yes, peanut butter. So the defense said, hey, wait a minute. This wasn't in discovery because they hadn't deposed. That question had not been asked during depositions. And so therefore the defense didn't have an opportunity to depose Mr. Lacasse on that specific subject. So it ended up going away, right? They just agreed that no harm, no foul. It was inadvertent. Georgia Kappelman apologized, yada, yada, yada. Well, then there was this exhibit 38, slide 38 in the PowerPoint presentation. And that actually was the witness, Hull was her last name. And she is the forensic accountant. And it was a text message between Harvey Adelson and Charlie Adelson about money. Yes, I'm getting there. That's what we're talking about. So there was this issue of this text conversation being in this PowerPoint presentation that the forensic accountant was going to be, to use as a not a demonstrator, it was going to be evidence. And basically the defense said, this is hearsay. This is a conversation that is between Charlie Adelson and Harvey Adelson. It pertains to a gift of cash, and it's hearsay. It's not, it's for the truth of the matter. And so that is why it is hearsay, and it's not a statement made by a party opponent. And so the judge let Sarah Dugan respond, and she said, no, it doesn't go it's not being offered for the truth of the matter. It's simply to show that the Adelsons kept large amounts of cash everywhere. And ultimately, the judge ruled that it is hearsay and it wasn't coming in. But he did take issue with the defense attorneys raising this issue at the time that they raised it, because quite frankly, it should have been raised prior. They've seen, they were given, they know that this was a slide. They've known about it for a while. Why are they waiting until today to talk about it? So yeah, the judge was irritated. The judge has been irritated more than once with the defense attorneys for things like that. It started with, there was a little dust up with Wendy Adelson too at the very end of her cross-examination, where Jackie Fulton, hold on, how do you say her last name? Neat told me so I would remember, and I starred it in my text so that I wouldn't forget. Hold on, let me look. Jackie Fulford. When she was questioning Wendy, she asked Wendy, didn't you testify that you hated Dan Markel? And Wendy's all, no, I didn't do that. And Jackie said, well, then we're going to have to take a moment. But then they let it go. And I never could figure out why. Like after they conferred with Donna, it was like it went away. They said they had another idea or something. That's what I mean. Like when I was talking about earlier, like they start to go hard at at Wendy. And I have to say, you guys, I think that maybe that I can't imagine that these attorneys would do this, but it almost seems like Donna is pulling them back. Like, no, just let it go. No, just let it go. And it's interesting because at the very end of Wendy's testimony yesterday, when Donna watched her get down from the stand, she has to pass the defense table, sort of. Okay. And the look on Donna's face was like, I hope you know what I just did for you. I've been looking out for you, and I'm still looking out for you. I've been protecting you. I've always protected you. I'm still protecting you. It was like she was hopeful. The look on her face was like hopeful of an acknowledgement. And Wendy walked. They tried to catch it, but they didn't. So I can't say that whether Wendy made eye contact or not. I don't know. But I will tell you that she walked directly to her father and gave him a hug before exiting the courtroom. She did. It was just very, in a lot of ways, this is sad for everybody. And this is why I think I hold a higher level of anger and irritation towards Wendy, because I feel like Wendy is the one that got this ball rolling, that she is responsible for this. And yet, not only is she walking around free, she's walking around as if A, she's helped, and B, she's some sort of victim. And that just irritates the shit out of me. And I can't with her. I really cannot. And it's sad because this was devastating for two whole families. Of course, one family caused their own devastation, right? But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. And there are other people in that family, in the Adelson family. Robert, for example, Robert Adelson. You can tell that he's devastated. He didn't want to be there yesterday, but he knew something. The milk wasn't clean, as they said in the Murdaugh trial. He knew something was wrong. And good night, Kimberly. Thanks for being here, babe. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it very, very much. But yeah, like I think that exactly, Tess, those boys deserve to have all of their family. And the fact that that Wendy Adelson changed the boys' last names and just wiped him out of their lives. They were so young when this happened that they likely have especially the younger one, they likely have very few independent memories of their father. And the fact that Wendy does not allow them to have any relationship with Dan's parents is abhorrent. It's not, and the person that she's punishing ultimately is truly her children. The Markels are good people. And I think that regardless of their regardless of their feelings about Wendy, I don't think that they would do to those boys what Donna did to them by calling their father stupid in front of them and telling the boys that their dad wants to take her, her sunshines away from her. Can you imagine how confusing that would be to children that age? It's just disgusting. It's foul. And it's like, once again, I say this so much, I'm annoyed with myself, but it's so true. The children are really the ultimate victims. They're the true innocents in all of this, and they're the ones that always pay the highest cost. They always pay the highest price for the adults' decisions. They're always living with the decisions that adults make, and it makes me so sad, to think that, they're not going to be able to have a say-so in seeing their father's parents, their grandparents, until they're 18. Because unfortunately, the Markel family, I know that they are Canadian, that they lived while Wendy and Dan were married. They lived in Canada. And I think that that's still the case. And so because they are Canadian citizens, I don't think there's anything that they can do here in this situation. If they lived here, it would be different. And even if they were to say move here to try to establish grandparents' rights, it would take a while. They'd have to go through, I can't even imagine what they would have to go through. And I just think, nothing exemplifies that Wendy wanted to erase Dan Markel from existence more than her changing the children's last names and one of her son's middle name, and not allowing them to have any contact with Dan's parents or his family in any way, shape, or form. That's messed up. It's messed up. It's sad. And I feel awful for those boys. I feel awful for Dan's family. It's just tragic. And for what? I hope they do need, I really do, but I'm worried that what concerns me is, it's complicated with children. You know how it is. You've been a kid yourself. We've all been kids, and I wonder if they would be hesitant or even not reach out to Dan's family because they might feel that it's like it would be seen by their mother as some sort of act of betrayal. She's very manipulative. That's what I worry about. Like, can it be rectified? I don't know. I hope so. I hope it does. I hope it can, but it's awful. This whole situation is awful. And yeah, I called Katie a dummy, and I made, I've made some snotty comments and whatnot, but a lot of that is because I realize how heavy this is and how sad it is. And I got to have I got to add a little levity, a little bit of humor to it when I can. Otherwise, I'll just be like, I'll just have I'll be like Eeyore with that perpetual rain cloud over me, So anyway, that's my coping mechanism. But that's really all I had for you guys tonight. I guess we're going to begin tomorrow with the officer, whose name escapes me right now. It'll come to me in the morning. I'll be all prepared. Don't you guys worry. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here. I appreciate it very, very much. Hey, Jesse Lee, what's up? Thanks for noticing what? Maybe you're not talking to me. Maybe I missed something in the chat. But anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody for being here, and I appreciate it very much. If you haven't done so, if you could just do me a favor, give your girl a thumbs up on the stream. I would appreciate that very much. And I will be live tomorrow morning, bright and early. Oh, yes. Thanks for noticing. I forgot about that. You're right. Good call. Good catch, Jesse. I'm sorry. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Yeah. Thanks for noticing. Poor Eeyore. I always did like Eeyore. Oh, anyway, I also like Tigger. Very apropos for me. Both ends, T-I-double-G-R. Anyway, y'all have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. We'll pick up where we left off. Have a great night. Take care. Bye.